Hello loves, welcome back to Red Hairs and Daffodils Homestead Kitchen Edition. If you're new to the channel, my name is Kate. I want to welcome you guys on in. Today we are returning to our Blue Ribbon Cookbook. Blue Ribbon Family Favorites. I kind of hinted at this cookbook on when we made our cranberry orange scones, if you watched that video. And we are going to be visiting this book outside of today's video. We're going to be visiting this cookbook 2 more times in the month of July. I'm really hitting home with good old Americana month of makes and bakes. So today is a special bake in the kitchen. We are making Farmhouse Potato Bread. I've eaten potato bread. I love potato bread. This body is courtesy of potato bread. But I've never made it. So today's going to be a special day. We're gonna learn together. So this recipe makes a total of 2 9x5 loaf pans. I imagine you could probably cut this recipe in half. That's my ice maker. But I'm gonna go whole hog and make both loaves. So I've got some friends coming over tonight, some family. So I'm gonna share some fresh made bread with them. And then we're gonna make some homemade butter later. We have our little churn out that we picked up, not sponsored. And Lynn makes the best butter, the best salted butter. Yum, 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 yum. Okay. We had to do a couple things to get to the point where we're at right now. This recipe calls for, it's potato bread, calls for 2 russet potatoes. We needed to peel those, kind of chunk them up a little bit, and boil those until they were soft and tender. We went ahead and did that. Alrighty, after you've boiled those 2 russet potatoes, don't do anything just yet. Pull out half a cup of that potato water. We're going to need that as an extra starchy element for this recipe. So you're going to have 1 cup of mashed potatoes, half cup of potato water. So we've got all that. In a bowl to let it rise. Got a trusty handy dandy plastic bowl here. We are going to combine our warm potato water, and I did take the temperature of our water right before we hit record, and I'm sitting at about 111. Most of the time when they give you instructions, a lot of the instructions say between like 100 and 115. Any lower, and I don't think, I'm still new to all this, and please correct me if I'm wrong, any lower than 100, I don't believe it activates the yeast, and anything over 115, I believe it kills the yeast. So you need to be in a sweet spot. So we're at 111 right now with our potato water, so I think we're okay. We are going to combine our warm potato water, half a teaspoon honey, and our yeast, a tablespoon and a half of active dry yeast. It took 1.5 packets. We actually measured it out. So that's a lot more than 1 packet, which is all I was going to add. So I'm glad we measured it. And then we're going to let this rest or proof until it's bubbly. So we're going to add in our warm potato water. Looks a little disgusting, but that's okay. Alrighty, loves, we've got our half cup of warm potato water. We are going to add in our half teaspoon of honey. I know it doesn't seem like much, but we're going to use it. I'm going to use the back of my spoon so I can get in there. And I think this sugar element is what's going to help feed our yeast, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to read up on sourdoughs and breads and everything, and it's a new world for me. So if I'm doing anything wrong, please don't hesitate to correct me. Okay, and the yeast in a large bowl and let it rest or proof until bubbly. We can do seems like a lot of yeast, but we're making a lot of bread. Okay, I'm going to give that just a quick stir so that we can integrate in all of our yeast, make sure that it all gets activated at once. Okay. And we're going to throw a towel over this, and we're just going to set it aside. We're going to check it probably 10-15 minutes. I think that's about a sweet spot. If it's not bubbly, we'll just let it go for a little bit longer. Okay, while our yeast mixture proves, we've got 1 cup of whole milk. We have 2%. We just didn't open it. We had open whole milk, so we're just using it. So we've got 1 cup of milk, and we're going to bring that to a boil over medium heat in a medium saucepan. I'll bring you guys right back as soon as I'm bringing this back to the counter here. Alrighty, let's. We've got our 1 cup of milk that has been brought to a boil. Add the mashed potatoes. So we've got 1 cup of mashed potatoes. Okay, butter. 1/2 cup of butter, so 1 stick, cut into 8 pieces, softened. And the remaining 1/2 cup of honey, and whisk to blend them completely. And then we're going to let that mixture cool. If it tells you how hot it is in my kitchen right now, my butter has melted on its own. I am melting on my own, but just a wee bit warm in here, but that's okay. Okay, so we're going to add in all of our butter. I just want to make sure I don't mess this up. 1/2 cup butter. Whoop! There with my paper towel. Cut into 8 pieces. Yep. Okay. Okay. And my honey. Honey, honey, honey. I like that this recipe gave us something to do while we wait for our yeast to activate for our proof. I wish more recipes did that. I really do. I like being able to do things while waiting. So this book is kind of awesome like that. There we go. Now that I've got honey all over my wooden spoon, wasn't thinking. Huzzah. Okay. And because our milk was nice and warm, our butter has already started to incorporate nicely. That honey's going to help us thicken it up a little bit. Kind of looks like grits right now. Grits or porridge or something. It's got a nice oatmeal color to it. Okay, I still have a couple clumps of butter in here. Maybe 2 tablespoons total. I'm going to keep whisking until that's fully incorporated, and then we're going to set this aside to cool. Have you guys ever made potato bread before? I really do enjoy it. It's just a good soft bread. You don't taste the tater in it. I don't think that's a bad thing. I was weaned on potatoes. Gotta love a good Irish and German strong heritage. Okay. We are going to set this aside, as I just said, and when we come back, we're going to check our yeast mixture, and then once this is cooled down, we're going to add our yeast mixture into our saucepan, or vice versa. That's the bigger bowl. So I'll see you guys here in just a few when everything is cooled down and bubbly. Alrighty, loves. It's to the point now where our potato, butter, and milk mixture has completely cooled down. It is a beautiful, beautiful oatmeal color, and I haven't peeked yet. So let's see what our yeast mixture looks like. Is it nice and bubbly? It is. Oh my gosh. Yes, that is perfect. Oh my goodness. Good, good, good. We are going to add our milk, butter, and potato mixture into our yeast. Alrighty, loves. I was looking for my whisk. Little, it's really warm in this kitchen. All right, got that set aside. Okay, our instructions are to now add our eggs, fine kosher salt, and ginger, and then mix to incorporate all of the ingredients. So we've got 2 large eggs we're going to add in. We've got salt, 2 teaspoons of fine kosher salt. Our ginger, how much ginger did we have? 1/4 teaspoon ground ginger. Alrighty, we're going to go ahead, pop those egg yolks. It's one of my favorite things I used to do as a child when my mother was baking. I'd always pop the egg yolks. Okay, starting to, I can feel a little bit of resistance from everything in there. It's slow, it's still very liquidy, but it's slowly starting to come together, guys. I am super, super excited. I know this recipe called for that 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger. I'm not a big fan of ground ginger. It's too bitey for me. It's too like mind-numbingly in your face. It's strong. Burns. It does burn. It does burn. One of my past supervisors, who I absolutely love dearly, she loves like ginger chews, ginger tea. So I love the smell of it. Absolutely love the smell of it. Just not a fan of the taste, but I wanted to be true to this bread recipe, just because I want to make it how it was intended. So this is one where I'm not omitting anything. You guys will be proud. Alrighty, we are going to add this recipe calls for 6 to 7 cups of AP flour. The very first increment is 2.5 cups. So we've got 2.5 cups here and then 4 cups remaining over here. So we are going to add 2.5 cups of our flour and mix until the flour is blended. We can do that too.
I don't think I didn't see that flour.
You saw no flour leave this bowl. Every time.
Yes, I did. And I busted you out for it.
Yeah, you always bust me out for it.
No, that's the imaginary editor. I don't know what you're talking about.
Am I going to have, smoke plumes come out of my ears again?
Swish face,
Maybe. Maybe.
Or I'll find a new one.
She's mean to me, you guys.
I am not.
No, she's not.
You like it.
Yeah. I'd like for a baking day to actually go without stuff flying out of the bowl for once.
Oh, you're asking for a lot.
I know I'm asking for a lot. Lynn? Alrighty. My whisk wasn't cutting it. Too much was getting caught up in it. And then we're going to add in our wheat germ and enough of the remaining flour to make a soft but manageable dough. That's tough for me because I need increments. So
could you use your dough whisk on this?
Absolutely, you could use a Danish dough whisk on this. I didn't have it out So I'm just using a wooden spoon. But yes, you can use a fork if you wanted to at this point.
I just wasn't sure if certain utensils yield different results because I'm so new at cooking, let alone bread.
Yeah. I don't think different utensils would yield different results. If I'm wrong, comment down below. Let me know I'm wrong. We're all for learning here. Okay, we've got I'd say a quarter cup wheat germ. I don't know how this is going to work, but we're going to try.
You're lucky the measuring bowl may have been in the way. You didn't see it until you look. Uh-huh.
And it's actually got dough in it.
Don't worry, I'll see if I can zoom in. I think I might have a little too much fun when I edit your videos.
I think you do have too much fun when you edit my videos. Did I add too much flour?
If you can't use your spoon, like your wrist hurt, are you allowed to get in there with your hands?
Oh, yes, of course. You're always allowed to use your hands with bread. I think you're always allowed to use your hands with bread. This is nature's utensils. We just picked up these beautiful, they're over-the-counter ledge bamboo cutting boards. It's got a beautiful lip on this side of it. I am in love with these. When we moved, I had them, and I thought we lost them. I thought we gave them away or did something with them. And thankfully, we were able to find them again. So now we are using them. This really is a sticky mixture. But the 2.5 cups of flour plus the 4 cups of flour, we are still able to use another 1/2 cup of flour before we get to our max, as indicated in this recipe. So I think we're doing okay so far. All righty. I've got a big fat tablespoon of butter here, and I'm going to go ahead and slightly butter the inside of my floured up bowl. I poured a little bit of what had melted in the bottom of the bowl already. I'm already a mess with all the flour, milk, and all that wonderful goodness. Might as well keep going. I'm just going to go ahead and butter up our baby right now. Move it around a little bit. That melted butter on the bottom really helped. Okay, that's heavy. Going to wash my hands, reset my kitchen, and cover that up with the same towel that we used for the yeast mixture at the very beginning. And I'll see you guys back here in a good fat hour. Alrighty, loves, we are back. It's been a good hour. Our dough should have doubled, and it did. It looks absolutely beautiful. Give me just 2 seconds. I'm going to pause our ice maker. Okay, we are going to turn our dough out. We are going to punch it down or knock it down. We're going to knead it a few times to make sure that there's no internal air bubbles. If there are, we're going to get those out. just so that we don't have any holes in our baked bread. We don't want any holes in our bread. And we're going to divide this into 2. Alrighty, just grabbed out my flour container here. And it doesn't say to put any flour on the surface, but I'm going to do it a little bit. It's not too tacky. Still have a little bit of the butter on my hands. Don't want to add too much flour. I just want to add go ahead and punch it, knock it down. Okay, that came out clean. Oh, this is no fun. There we go. All righty. I'm just going to set that to the side so I can get just a sprinkling. Okay. Now that we know there's no air bubbles in this, I really don't want to add too much flour. Okay, now we've got to split this in half. You guys know I suck at eyeballing things. Okay, just going to gently roll that onto its side. Gently roll that onto its side. Yeah, it's a little bit bigger, isn't it? Yeah, this one's tiny compared. Okay, won't do much, but it'll do a little bit. Okay, I'm going to cover this up. We're going to let this rest for 10 minutes, then we'll be right back. Alrighty, loves, we are back. These are looking good, looking good. I need to reshape this one a little bit. Well, I've got to reshape them both, but this one really has a lot more, the one towards me has a lot more dough on it than what this one does. So I need to rectify that. I need to spray down both of my 9x5s. We've got some heavy cream in our butter churn here. So we're letting that come up to room temperature just a wee bit. So, okay, let me, is there anything else I need to do? Okay. After they've rested for about 10 minutes, coat 2 9x5 pans with cooking spray. Did that. Shape the pieces of dough into loaves and place them into the pans. Brush the surfaces with butter, melted butter, and cover them and let them rise until they have doubled. I wish this cookbook would give me times, because I know the second proof is never as long as the first proof from what I've been told and from what I've read. I hope that's true. I'm going to probably let this second proof go for maybe 30 minutes. Because I don't want to overproof these loaves, this dough. I just wish this book would have been concise in that timing. Alrighty. Do I want a scale? If I could, that would be great. I'm going to pause you guys here for just a sec. Alrighty, loves. So just used my food scale, and I've got them both at about 32 ounces, 32 and a half ounces. They look drastically different. But I think they're going to be okay. Okay, we're going to get these covered now with the same cloth we've been using, and we're going to let these prove for our second round, technically our third round proving if you count the 10 minutes. But I'm going to come back in about a half an hour and check these, and then we're going to slap these babies into the oven. Be right back. Alrighty, loves, let's take a peek at our bread. It's risen for about 30 minutes now, and they have now come up and above the lip of the edges there. I think we're ready to roll. So I've got a little bit of melted butter here and my silicone pastry brush. Let me just triple check my instructions. Brush the surfaces with melted butter. Okay. While the loaves are rising, preheat the oven to 375. We've already done that. Bake the loaves for 30 minutes. Let's get some butter on these. And then we're going to get these in the oven. If you see a couple extra things on my work table here, we're kind of working ahead on some 4th of July stuff that's going to be coming up here soon for us. So, you have a preview into what's going on. This bread looks neat with that wheat germ in it. It looks speckled. It looks like we used like a whole wheat flour almost. It's just kind of neat. Every other potato bread that I've had has been like stark white. It looks like a white loaf. So this is just a little bit different. But different's got to mean delicious, right? Yep, yep. Okay, that's it for my big tablespoon of butter. I'm going to try to get everything exposed. One of my 9x5s here is a little bit bigger than the other. This one towards me is a little bit bigger. Alrighty, loves. I will see you in 30 minutes when we're pulling these out of the oven. Alrighty, loves. We are back. Just literally pulled these out of the oven. It's been 30 minutes. And guess what? We have bread. I'm speechless. I am so excited. I've made my no-knead artisan bread with you guys before, and that was a recipe from Jim Lahey. Love that recipe. And now this, you can smell a bit of the toasted wheat germ. You can definitely pick that up. This one's split. I guess I didn't have it pinched together in a whole lot of ways, but it's crusty, it's toasty, it's perfect, y'all. Absolutely perfect. Oddly enough, there is a glaze that goes on top of this bread. The glaze consists of 1 egg and 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream. It just said, while the loaves bake, whisk the egg and cream together in a small bowl, remove the loaves from the oven, brush them immediately with the glaze, and then bake them for another 5 minutes. I already let these go for the entire 30. I did not read the part where it said to bake for an additional 5, so I am not going to add the glaze to these 2 loaves because I don't want to over bake the bread and cause it, because it's already, I don't know if you guys can see, it's already really, really brown in certain spots. I don't want to burn bread. I don't want to overcook bread, so I am opting not to do the glaze, but the recipe is there for the 1 egg and 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream. Adding it will just give you, it says, a nice golden color. I already have a nice golden color, but we've already flipped one of these over, and it sounds, first of all, it looks nice and beautiful golden brown. It's got a very know if you guys can hear that through my mic. It's got a very hollow sound, which means it's cooked all the way through, and that's what we want. Okay. Alrighty. And we're going to remove these loaves from both of the pans, put them on a wire rack for a little bit and let them cool. And we were able to make our homemade butter from the leftover heavy whipping cream that we bought. We did set aside 2 tablespoons of the heavy whipping cream to do the glaze, but I messed that up. So that was my hiccup. But yeah, we're going to cut into one of these here in a little bit. I want it to cool down just a wee bit. Hot bread is delicious. Warm bread tastes even better with fresh butter. So if you guys make this recipe, please do pick up this book. I was flagging literally every other recipe in this book. And we're going to be making apple pie and zucchini bread because we're going to be like inundated with zucchinis here very, very soon. I'm hoping in the next few weeks. So this book's a keeper, you guys. I'll link it down below on Amazon. No, there's no commission, no nothing. With this book, I recommend to you guys, and I bake from things that are good. I'm not going to recommend, tools, equipment, recipes, anything that either I don't make up first and test it. If I don't use it myself, I'm not going to recommend it to you guys because that's false advertisement as far as I'm concerned. But we made 2 loaves of Farmhouse Potato Bread. I'm kind of impressed. Hurry up and cool down so we can eat you. Okay. Hugs and loves. As always, if you don't mind liking, commenting, and or subscribing. If you're not following us, July is hopping, you guys. Absolutely hopping. We've got so much planned for this month, and our garden is hopefully going to be bursting at the seams. So can't wait to share everything with you guys. So hugs and loves. I will see you guys on the next video.